Thanks for joining us for CVM News at Noon. It's Tuesday, October 21, 2025. I'm Amoy Harriet. Up first this afternoon, Member of Parliament for Central Westmoreland, Dwayne Vaz, says efforts are underway to tackle flooding in Savanna-la-Mar. The MP says he has partnered with the Municipal Corporation and TPD Co. to clean dozens of drains and gutters that have caused major flooding in recent weeks. The project, which started over the weekend, will continue through this week in areas including Darling Street, Newmarket Oval, and sections of Great George Street. Mr. Vaz also acknowledged that many roadways remain in poor condition and is asking residents to be patient.
On this road knows how bad it is, so we're really trying to alleviate that problem. So what we're doing, we have collaborated with not only TPD, but we have brought the parish council, we know it now as the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation, in place. We have spoken to the mayor, the deputy mayor, and the works aspects of the parish council to come together and assist us and TPD in completing these works.
Now, there's a major traffic pileup in sections of Portmore St. Catherine this morning as members of the Transport Authority are carrying out operations. CVM News understands that the authority carried out similar operations in 3 miles and along Marcus Garvey Drive in Kingston earlier today. The authority says it's part of a larger effort to clamp down on disorderly conduct and illegal operations among public passenger vehicle drivers who operate in these areas.
You would have seen some videos making some rounds on the social media websites of these operators and how they operate lawlessly, driving with body protruding, the heavy tint preventing the inward view of the vehicles, the school children carrying on as if they're in a party. So today we're basically here trying to clamp down on that. And we're issuing summonses. We have the examiners working with us. They're removing the plates of the defective motor vehicles.
Let us be clear. I think the public is crying out for some semblance of order and decency in the space. It is intolerable, the kind of loud and lewd music being played on public passenger vehicles, and the public demands a better service from the operators. And so we are here this morning just to ensure, and for a week long and beyond if necessary, just to ensure that the decency with which public passengers must be transported return to the public passenger transportation system.
Now, the Tax Administration Jamaica, TAJ, says driver's license transactions will not be available at tax offices island-wide today due to delays stemming from a scheduled maintenance activity. The update, which was part of a system announcement for the driver's license platform, was initially expected to be completed, tested and fully implemented by Monday. But in a release late Monday evening, TAJ said technical issues have delayed the process, impacting the ability to process both new driver's license and renewals. TAJ says despite this temporary disruption, quote, all other services at tax offices, including the payment of taxes and other motor vehicle transactions, remain fully operational. Chief Corporate Communications Officer Maris Houghton says the TAJ is now hoping to have the issue resolved by tomorrow.
Remind persons that if you're doing a renewal, you can actually still make the payment at a tax office or online and drive with that receipt and your expired driver's license. So there's still opportunity for persons, if their license is expired, that they'll be able to do so. That's actually how it is done to facilitate the smaller offices, because not all our offices actually do printing of the driver's licenses.
Now, the Morgans Bridge police in Westmoreland are confirming the death of a man believed to be a notorious member of the Kings Valley Gang following a motorcycle collision in Grange Hill last Thursday. Reports said that around 11:25 p.m., 27-year-old Alex Hill, otherwise called Bad or Romain, was riding a motorcycle along the Grange Hill main road when he collided with another motorcyclist identified as Rashane Brown. Both men sustained serious head and body injuries injuries and were taken to hospital where they were admitted. Mr. Hill, however, succumbed to his injuries on Saturday. Police investigators say Hill was on their most wanted list and had been evading capture since 2022. He was wanted in connection with multiple murders, shootings and 5 armed robberies carried out across sections of the parish. Kingston Mayor Andrew Swaby is criticizing the Association of Local Government Authorities of Jamaica, ALGA, saying the group is not doing enough to represent councillors. Mayor Swaby says that the lobby body representing all councillors has not held an annual general meeting since 2017. He's urging the association's current administration to call an election for the councillors to decide on the association's leadership and future.
All they had to do is to send newsletters, and newsletters are not reporting. The newsletters are the report of each local authority, what they have been doing, the council have been doing. We are talking what are the issues that are important to the council's welfare, and those are the issues that they should be championing, and they are not doing that. I am calling for some sort of resolution to the issue. I believe that one resolution would be, an appropriate resolution would be for ALGA to call an annual general meeting and for us to have an elected new officer. If it is the same Mr. Mirage go back and he's elected, no problem. But I believe that we should have a meeting. I'm certain that there are persons who are interested in looking at how ALGA run and believe that we should change the direction that ALGA is going in.
We go now to news that a tropical storm watch is now in effect for Jamaica. Tropical storm Melissa formed this morning. Now, as viewers can see on the live images from Zoom Earth, the projection is that this system will directly impact the island. We can expect severe weather conditions as early as tomorrow, Wednesday. Now, Melissa already producing winds up to 75 kilometers per hour. The Met Office says it is expected to produce heavy rainfall, strong gusty winds, primarily over northeastern and southern parishes late Wednesday and Thursday. Now, this could continue into the weekend. Fishers on the quays and banks are advised to evacuate immediately and start returning to the mainland. Other small craft operators in or coastal waters are also advised to return to port. Small craft operators who are in port are advised not to venture out. Now, the Met Service continues to closely monitor the progress of this area of low pressure. And of course, we'll be providing the latest in CVM News at 7. Joining us now from the Met Office is meteorologist Javoy Sawyers. Correction, he's not from the Met Office, but he is a meteorologist, Javoy Sawyers. Welcome, Mr. Sawyers.
Thank you. Good morning.
What more can you tell us about this system that we're seeing approaching Jamaica?
Well, particularly, or most importantly, is that the system is expected to somewhat stall or move really slowly toward the southeast of the island between us and Haiti. And that will impact the amount of rainfall we get from the system later on this week, and particularly over the northeastern parishes, Portland, St. Mary, and also southeastern in St. Thomas, where the rainfall coupled with the landforms of the mountains, that will pretty much wring out whatever moisture is presented in the system. So that would impact rainfall across the eastern part of the island initially, and then as the system begins to move away somewhat next weekend actually. So it will be within our area for a good little while.
All right, so our viewers are currently looking at some live shots from outside CVM, the surrounding areas of CVM. Mr. Sawyers, what exactly are the signs that we should be looking for to determine how serious or how much of a threat this system is?
Well, we are already under a tropical storm watch that in of itself is a serious situation where there's a possibility of tropical storm conditions within the next 36 hours. However, we're not expecting rainfall from the system right now per se. However, it will influence weather across the island gradually throughout into the weekend and into the next week.
All right, thank you so much. That's Javoy Sawyers, meteorologist. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, CVM will be tracking this system, and he will also, so Mr. Sawyers will also be back in CVM News at 7 to let us know what's happening at that time. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Sawyers. And it's now time for a break, but stay with us more when we return.
And the whole heap of loan payments every month, take a debt consolidation loan from AIM to pay credit card bills and all other high interest rate loans from other institutions. Make one low monthly payment to AIM and take home some extra money in your pocket. That's financial freedom. One loan, one low payment, more money in your pocket. Call AIM today to lower your loan payment. And remember, you won't find a better deal elsewhere. Guaranteed.
Get tiles and get creative with your floors, walls, and all the spaces in between. Our knowledgeable sales consultants are happy to help create your beautiful finish with the latest designs in first quality porcelain, wood look, vinyl, mosaics, natural stones, and countertops. At Creative, you will get every tile you need for your residential or commercial projects. Creative Building Finishes, your one-stop shop for everything tiles. Visit our showroom at 5 Red Hills Road or call 876-929-5553. Get tiles, get creative.
Where it all begins. The quest to become great. Inspired by those who went before them, these 4 boys dream of playing in the ISSA schoolboy football competitions.
Will he score this for Casey? Will he score? It's a shot, it's a goal!
And it's a shot, and it's a goal! And Casey has won the Manning Cup, and they will play Clarendon College in the Olivia Shield.
Welcome back to CVM News at Noon. Now, on Monday, there were reports of a fish kill along the Palisadoes Strip in Kingston, where dozens of small fish were seen floating near the shoreline. Now, eyewitnesses told CVM News they noticed what appeared to be oil in the water around the area where the fish were found, raising fresh concerns about pollution and the health of Jamaica's marine environment. Joining us now to provide some insight is CEO of the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA's Leonard Francis. Welcome, Mr. Francis.
Thank you very much, and thank you for inviting us, and thank your listeners and all the other stakeholders.
So, Mr. Francis, a few persons told our newsroom they saw oil in the water. Has NEPA confirmed the cause of the fish kill?
Well, myself and Mr. Gavin Bellamy and other stakeholders were actually out there from Monday morning back into the afternoon. And we were actually leading the team that was doing the investigations. Well, we did not notice any oil in the water ourselves, and it was a localized event in that it stretched from where, I don't know if you know the area very well, where the joggers and the other enthusiasts actually park, and probably about half the way up going to Buccaneer Beach, and it was in very close proximity to the shoreline. That's where we actually saw the fish. And we're seeing 2 possibilities based on what the current investigation show. One, it had to do with some form of eutrophication, where you actually have materials actually going into the water, being from when you have the rainfall, that atmospheric event, and it could actually be also another causes where some persons told us that there's also a possibility that persons introduce things into the water.
So, Mr. Francis, has NEPA identified any potential risk to other marine life or nearby communities surrounding where the incident happened, the fish kill happened?
No, we actually toured the area. We had a team actually went with the Coast Guard actually touring the area as well. As I said before, it was localized, and we are not seeing any threat. We actually went across the other side of the sea as well, and we went in other various areas as well, and we're not seeing any other impacts there.
So, Mr. Francis, we've seen several fish kills in the last year alone. Is NEPA concerned at all about these incidents probably becoming what I'd say is more frequent?
All right, so we are very much concerned, to the point that what we are considering, we had a discussion yesterday. I told you the head of the National Fisheries Authority was there, and other stakeholders as well, and we felt strongly enough that we wanted to put some online monitors in the water. We want to put some cameras as well pointed into the sea. And we are now trying to get a database of persons that use the area regularly so that we can enlist them as well to help us. Because you know, a lot of fishing enthusiasts there, persons who are exercising, persons that use the area very frequently. And we believe that they can help us well. It's not an uncommon phenomenon, though, in the sense that when you have weather events, you do have things that is happening. But we really want to see what the issue is. Sorry about that.
So you mentioned weather events. What other common factors have NEPA identified among the recent fish kills? Is it that they're happening in similar environments or under similar conditions outside of just weather, incidents?
All right, if I may explain, the data on the harbor shows you're not having a circulation of water in that area. So you're going to find that without the normal ebb and flow there, you have concentration in that area itself. And as you would have known, there have been red tide blooms there and other impacts. So we need to find a way where the water in that area can circulate much more freely so that these events will not occur.
So just to confirm, do you think in any way that the recurring fish kills point to probably a bigger issue with Jamaica's water management or, pollution control systems?
No, as I said, we are not seeing art. The majority of incidents that happen in that area does not have anything to do with pollution in the sense that you have a event and the fish are dying. It more has to do with poor circulation within the area and has to do more with the impacts being localized within that area. But we are leaving no stones unturned. We have continued investigation, and we believe that if we put our hands and hearts into it, we'll solve it. Because the coastal resources are very, very important to us as a nation, and we have to get to the bottom of this.
So for clarification, though, there have been fish kills that were reported, and the cause, when NEPA did your investigation, you found that the cause may have been pollution, just for clarity, past events.
Yes, ma'am. All right, let me explain. There are several factors, right? And you can have a red tide bloom. As I said, after events or things actually going into the water, right? It normally is a combination of factors. So of course, pollution is very important. But what makes it happen, we have the die-off happening naturally in a lot of cases is the pollution plus poor circulation and other factors.
All right, understood. All right, thank you so much. That is CEO of NEPA, Leonard Francis. Thank you so much again, Mr. Francis, for joining us. We go now to news overseas. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll have sports.
In forklift sales and rentals in Jamaica. Top quality, low prices, fleet discounts available, 12-month warranty, free service parts, daily rentals, crazy cheap. Ashman's Equipment, same forklift.